Welcome, ladies and gents. Disney Snow White disaster. We now this is rumour, may have learned what the reshoots entailed. So for those that don't know, Disney's Snow White remake has taken 2 years to film. Bit odd. Lots of reshoots. They recently finished. They'd already had test screenings as well. And yeah, huge delay, all manner of nonsense. Now we're potentially learning what is going on with that movie. So this is interesting. It is rumour, but it's interesting nonetheless. So hit subscribe if you're new here. Do turn the bell notifications on, and we'll take a look, shall we? So I'll leave this article linked down below because it is their exclusive source. This is that park place. And it's interesting. For those that don't remember, they released this weird shot and was like, here's an image. It's delayed a year. Like, what? It's really bizarre, to be honest. Oh, hit subscribe, by the way. Turn those bell notifications on. Can't remember if I said that. But anyway, it says here, and this is true, I need to read this out. So it says most movies go through film production in months, not years. That is true. 12 weeks is kind of rough principal photography average. Can be done much quicker, actually, but average across the board. So, yeah, years, not good. Yeah, not good at all. So, Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot's retelling of the German fairy tale has become a 2-year production fiasco. But Bob Iger and Disney feel it is the House of Mouse which might have the final laugh. I doubt that. Doubt that very much. So to go through the entire story, which we're not going to do, we're just going to do sort of snippets anyway. Essentially, lots of incompetence. Lots and lots of incompetence with respect to Disney. So World of Real said this. Principal photography on Snow White began on March 7th, 2022 and wrapped in June 2022, so next year's release will have been almost 3 years after production had been completed. That's never a good sign. However, there was additional photography reshoots done on the film in June 2023, and it has now only just finished. That's another year. Not a good sign. The goal was to insert flashbacks into Snow White, featuring actress Emilia Foucher as a younger version of Snow White. Now it's being reported that another round of reshoots are currently occurring in London. This was confirmed by Gal Gadot, who stars in the film as the Evil Queen. Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White, is also in London for the additional photography. Amidst these delays, the film only has one official release image, which can be seen, which I've just shown you. But that's really not good. So, again, principal photography, 7th of March 2022. Finishes June 2022. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Pretty normal. Then they test the film. They're like, shit. This film is shit. Like, really bad. And then it goes back in June 2023. And they're like, it's still not good. We best get this some reshoots going again. And it says here, and yet here we are at a time when it seems we finally reached the end. Rachel Zegler, the star of the show, has declared production finally over. So, I don't know whether that is the case or not. I mean, it looks like it. This is what they say anyway. But here's the interesting thing, and here's why we're on that park place. So it says this. A trusted source has reached out to that park place with new information, which we're allowed to print as long as they protect their identity. It should be noted that they've used this source before to great success. However, it is still a rumour, and things can change from now until release date, because it is an active production. I will say this though, generally speaking, if the information's true, by and large there's only so much that they can do and change. They won't, they're kind of strong-armed to the structure of the film, unless they go back and reshoot the entire film, which could happen because they've spent a lot of time filming it. So anyway, according to the source, Snow White has gone through 3 sets of reshoots as a result of backlash. A terrible original script. Why did you greenlight it? Poor reception by focus groups and grave concern by a number of Disney executives and licensing partners over just how badly this film might perform. So according to the source, these reshoots have attempted the following. Attempted. 1. Clean up the original version to exclude dwarfs from the final product, except for one live action actor. Reshoots allegedly occurred at this point to allow for new CGI dwarfs to be inserted into a large amount of the movie. They are informed that this was not inexpensive and may have added an additional $30 million or more to the costs. Another set of reshoots were then ordered as a result of extremely poor reception by focus groups who detested the character of Snow White. That is no surprise there. Again, this is a rumour, but they're told efforts were made to bring in the younger version of Snow White played by a different actress to try to soften the character. Basically bring in a young version to endear you to that character. Sad, really, quite pathetic. This may have even included a new musical number added to give her even more screen time. Anyway, here's the end. Finally, a third set of reshoots has just wrapped, and according to the source, these are a result of a movie that was still seen as incoherent and disjointed. The attempt was made to more closely align the film to the original animated feature-length film, while still allowing the Zegler version to have a pro-feminist message, albeit one that is softer and less militant. Is there such a thing as a non-militant feminist message at this stage? Probably not. But that sounds disastrous. Now, their source informs them that one of the driving factors for the third set of reshoots was to reassure Mattel that this would not be a damaging enterprise for the toy maker in supporting Snow White. Reshoots largely occurred before the box office results of Inside Out 2, so Disney was not in a good place for leverage or for providing confidence to partners in their box office post-pandemic abilities. Inside Out 2 may have calmed nerves, but focus groups, having seen this latest iteration of Snow White, also have given top executives at Disney reason to hope they've turned a corner. Allegedly, they've sunk nearly $400 million in the production of the film. Now, that will be proven, by the way. So, because they filmed it in the UK, they have to actually file the taxes in the UK to get some of the rebate from the British government. So, this $400 million will be proven if true, which will be fascinating to see when all is said and done. We probably won't hear about it yet. It'll be like a year down the line we'll hear about it when they finally file taxes for the last time. But quite possibly before the film is released, actually, because it's releasing next year. So anyway, many believe that they might just get a win with another Barbie-style box office. Unlikely. The idea is that by going soft woke, they can drive mothers and daughters to the box office, but simultaneously stay away from hyper-controversies that destroyed Lightyear, Strange World, and more. That's unlikely. So beyond the focus group results of Snow White, they're told to watch for the big trailer to release with Moana 2 this November. Disney thinks they finally have a winner on their hands, and they're going to drive it towards female audiences as hard as they can. Perhaps more importantly for Disney, they might also get a narrative victory, assuaging fears of investors that they've lost their cinematic touch if 2 of their 3 remaining 2024 films can do well. Snow White would kick 2025 off quite well. I doubt that, but okay. And that could create an all-new pattern of success. It also can drive headlines that Bob Iger came in and saved a quivering failure blamed on Bob Chapek, so that the studios can soar once more. And for Iger, that's a legend he's loved to craft. Well, there you go. There you go. I mean, look, there's the rumours. I can believe this, to be fair, though. You know, if I'm looking at this, I can believe that. Like, we know that this film has taken that long to make. We know that they've delayed it. Like, all signs point to this being true. I genuinely have no reason to doubt it. You know, they said they weren't going to add dwarfs. They added dwarfs. You know, they are flip-flopping around like a fish out of water, not quite understanding which direction to go in for that sweet, sweet monetary water. Anyway, that was terrible. No, that kind of worked. Fuck it, I'll keep it in. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear. So hit subscribe if you're new here. If you do like what I do get demonetized. So if you would like to support the channel, please do. There is a link to my Patreon. It is down below in the description box. And you can support there for as little as $2 a month, which is less than a coffee. Even if half of you people that watch this would do that, that'd be amazing. Obviously, like one person does. But still, you one person that does, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye now.